Welcome back. Well, you see some of this beautiful artwork in front of me here, and this was all done by folks who live here at Clubhouse 4. And we have Cindy Statsman here today with ALNC, A Link Neighbor Communications. And what you're really focusing on is not so much your club today, it's what can be done over there at Clubhouse 4, right?
Correct. This came about because one of the topics we had for online was that some of our neighbors don't even know what we have available.
Exactly.
And one of it came up in the context of we were talking about Clubhouse 2, and somebody said, why don't we get an ambassador? And somebody else said, well, we could sure use one at Clubhouse 4 because people don't know what we use there. And my thought, I don't know if it's a fact, but people might be afraid of going over there and learning some of these crafts. And I thought it would be a good idea to show what residents do over there. And a lot of residents didn't start doing it until they moved here because they didn't have the facilities.
Right.
And we have awesome facilities, and I would really like for residents to come over and see it and see some of the things that we do. So I thought that would be a really good topic for today to kind of hope we could get people over there.
So do you do any of these?
These are mine.
These are yours.
All of those are something I did.
These two, or the
all
the
three
tiles?
of the things I have here in
So
person.
what I'm going to do here, we'll put one up. What is this technique here? How was this done?
It's all glass.
Okay. Is it? It looks like fused pieces, but
yeah, there's three different techniques on this wild, loud one.
Okay.
And so that had to be fired probably a total of 40 hours to get all that done. The Whippet Greyhound piece over there is 2 pieces of glass, and that probably took, I'm going to guess, 24 hours to make.
Now, is it a mold, this, to keep it in one so it doesn't spread when it gets hot?
It's melted glass, and then first you do the melting of like 8 layers.
Wow.
And then you cut it in slices so you get all these colors, because you stack many colors. And you fire it again and let it melt for a long time.
And you're not worried it's going to melt off?
No,
Okay.
because you don't put it on the white piece until it's done. So then you
Okay.
cut the white piece to fit the right size.
Got it. Okay. Now these are pendants.
Pendants, aren't they cool?
They're very nice. Yeah. Let me hold these up here. They're on a little display here, and very nice.
Yeah, those are a lot of fun to make and incredibly unique. You can't make them the same twice. It just can't be done.
Right.
And several people here make things like that. That just happens to be mine. So.
Yeah, these are nice.
Yeah.
And are these just little bits of glass, and they're fired separately to get the to get the different techniques and the luminance and things like that? And then you glue them on the pendant shape?
You don't glue them, you tack them.
Oh, you tack them on. Okay.
The only thing that's glued is the bail, the thing that you hang it on.
Oh, okay.
Everything else is done in the kilns.
Wow. So it's a lot of time.
Right. It is, but we love it.
Yeah, that is really nice. Good job there. On the screen here, we have of course yours on here, but we have other artwork that we see here. People doing bracelets that looks like copper anyway.
It is copper, and those were done between jewelry and lapidary. And like the green and red pendant over there, those are stones, and those were cut and ground and polished. And she does amazing work.
I like this one here. It looks like a whale tail or something.
She is really incredible, isn't she? That's stone.
Wow.
And she's amazing. And,
yeah, I like that. That looks really nice. I think we have one more slide, and we have some statues in the next one, in pottery, I believe.
Right. This is from the top one over there is from slip casting, which means that they use molds as opposed to spinning.
Okay.
And wonderful, wonderful shop over there as well. And then this is the Leisure World patron saint of Oh, I Forgot. That's in the middle of the pottery room.
Okay.
And where they have the spinning wheels and that kind of thing. And they do other things, and that's also in that room. And I just thought they were really interesting pieces. And these are made by residents. You know, people who didn't learn this stuff until they were retired.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. It's not as hard as you think it is. And I think more residents should come over and see it.
I think that's really neat, yeah.
I mean, there's so many more things I could show, but I can't.
Right.
So there's only just so much
yeah,
time.
It's, and beyond that, of course, there's many other different programs over there as well, painting and woodworking and things like
Photography and
Yeah.
all that, and sewing.
Yeah.
And people who work there want people in the village to come over and see what we do and join us if they want to.
Yeah, it's beautiful work, and we've had some folks on from the different groups, the different specific art groups over there, and I'm amazed at some of the work. It's kind of the stuff you'd see down in the art festivals we're having going down in Laguna right now.
Absolutely.
And I think the only reason they're not down there is because you got to live in Laguna to be
exactly.
in there. So that's really, it's not the work, it's the fact that you have
Right.
to be a Laguna Beach resident. Great work, and your stuff is beautiful here.
Well, thank you.
Really
and,
nice.
And that's one of the many, many, many topics that we talk about on ALNC. I just can't, it's hard for me to pick and choose which things to bring on air.
Yeah, no, I think this is great, and it's just you're promoting something here that people can really get involved in and learn.
Exactly.
And that I think is very important.
The different clubs teach how to do this stuff, and then of course you could take a saddleback class if you wanted to. But just come over and see it first and see if it's something
definitely.
you want to do. And don't be afraid. People over there want to share what they do. People love it. And we'd like to encourage people to enjoy that part of our village too.
I always thought the one thing that they should add here is model railroading club.
Well, there you
Wouldn't that be
go.
cool?
There you
But
go.
you need a lot of space for that. I like model railroads. Not that I have room for one at home, but I think that would be cool.
Yeah, my brother-in-law does that.
Does he really?
His whole front yard is a
Oh,
railway
how cool.
station. Absolutely.
That is neat. Where does he live?
Orange.
Orange? Okay. That's cool. I'd like to see a picture of that. All right, you know what? We're just about, we have a couple minutes left. I'm going to have Cindy sit with us for a little bit as I tell you about the movie coming up and the weather and all that good stuff. The movie is called